Welcome to the One Life podcast with Behka White. This is episode 72, Rewriting Our Story. One of my daughters has a particular superpower in her overdeveloped ability to smell. She can sniff things out a mile away. However, as she was growing up, this superpower often led to headaches and migraines. She couldn't have smelly candles burning or scented body sprays or anything like that, which meant that the rest of the girls in the house couldn't either. When my daughter was a junior in high school, her English teacher gave an assignment to write about an experience that had shaped her life. Sydney chose to write about going to see Jonah at the funeral home. She was 5 years old, almost 6. So a little background here. I believe the best way to help children process the difficult things happening is by helping them see and understand as far as their capacity allows. Kids' magical thinking never produces helpful outcomes. Jonah was our third loss, and so we had done this before. Also, my husband is Maori, a culture which has a very hands-on approach to death, which I love. More about that another time. So, I remember the trip to the mortuary like this. We went as a family so everyone could see him. He felt less like a baby and more like a doll. He was cold. He looked peaceful, and he didn't look like or feel like our Jonah. We sat in a circle, and following my lead, the kids each took a turn holding him. When it was Sydney's turn, she shook her head no and looked away. After everyone had their turn, I had Sydney sit on my lap. Then someone handed Jonah to us. She held him like she had so many times in life, but she couldn't look at him. Her face was buried in my chest, her eyes squeezed shut. We tucked him back in his blanket and told him how much we loved him, and then we left. Okay, now back to Sydney's version of the story. She explained the event the same way, except instead of speaking to not being able to look at him, she said the smell of Jonah was so overpowering that it made her sick. She had to turn her face away from him. For her, he didn't look like or feel like or smell like our Jonah. I hadn't even noticed the smell of formaldehyde, but it really impacted her. Now, as she wrote about this experience, she understood her aversion to strong smells and that it originated from that day. She was 16, almost 17 years old when she did the assignment, and she has spent the past 11 years unable to smell anything without it making her sick. After she processed this experience from her past, she decided to rewrite her present. That year, she asked for perfume for Christmas. To date, some strong smells still set her off. However, her capacity to tolerate things that smell good to her has grown immensely. This was one of my favorite experiences that illustrates the power of owning our own life story. When we are the ones writing it, we can write any ending we want. When we are writing it, we can determine what the experiences of our past mean today. Our former self may have been a victim to things outside of our control, but not today. Today, we are a survivor. And when we own our painful experiences, they no longer own us. No one can take away our past. No one can tell us what it means. It is solely our possession. We decide. Also, in this context, one of my favorite scriptures is found in Hebrews 12:2, which says, "Look unto Jesus, who is the author and finisher of our faith." We don't need to write our story alone, especially the hard parts. Jesus can help heal the hurts of the past and write a most exhilarating present and future. Today's invitation is to consider leaning into experiences of your past and see what you have learned from them. Is there something there that you would like to rewrite? It's never too late to begin something new, and today is a good day for it. In fact, today is the best day for it. Until next time, keep living your best life.